Our client, John, he was being investigated for organized fraud and theft, looking at 20 years in prison as a maximum sentence. He hired us before he was arrested. We were able to take care of the case. He paid every dime back and was never arrested. No mugshot, no criminal case, and we're helping him live his best future. I'm Adam Rossen from the Rossen Law Firm, and we're going to talk today about another great case result. This time it's our client, John. So John worked at a cell phone store, young guy, and one of his managers came up to him and said, "Hey John, you want to make some extra money? This is all we have to do. We have to basically sell a bunch of, I think it was iPhone 11s, and to this fake company, sell a bunch there. We'll take the product and then I'm going to sell it. And John, I just need you to log the transactions, to use your account as the sales rep, and I'll give you some money for that." So John made a really stupid mistake, right? Really dumb mistake. He caved to peer pressure. He saw some money and did it. And he thought probably, hey, who's gonna know? I'm not gonna get caught. Nobody's really hurt, right? Mega cell phone company, it's gonna be fine. So about a month later, during an internal audit from his company, they figured it out. They fired him. He felt extremely remorseful, admitted everything to them, and they fired him, right? And then he doesn't hear anything. And 9 months later, he gets a call from a detective saying, "Hey, I'm investigating you for organized fraud and grand theft, two very serious felonies." So John makes another stupid decision. And what does he do? He goes and he speaks to this detective, right? He doesn't call a lawyer. He doesn't get legal advice. He doesn't get protection or a shield or a barrier. He goes and he meets this detective and he, again, spills the beans, right? And to me, it shows John's character because he felt very bad. He knew he made a tremendous mistake. He certainly wasn't this criminal mastermind, right? He was presented with a way to make a quick buck and he took it. But he was very remorseful. So if we were teaching our children what to do when you make a bad choice, he did everything. He apologized. He admitted it. This is now the second time that he admitted it. But after he went and met with the officer or the detective and gave a sworn statement, a full confession, the next day he thought about it and he goes, "Ooh, what did I do? I made a terrible mistake. I need to call a lawyer." Luckily, I know his family pretty well. And so they referred him to me and he came to the firm. We sat down with him, we got to know him. We had to go back over the past year and really look through everything that had been going on with this type of case, and then reach out to the detective and let the detective know, listen, from now on, you're gonna deal, detective to lawyer, not detective to suspect, and make sure that everything runs through me and my firm and my team. And that's what we did. And we continued to monitor things, we continued to negotiate with them. And what we did is we convinced the detective to not arrest John. There were basically 3 or 4 different scenarios that could have happened. Scenario 1, detective could have just found John at any moment and arrested him, completely catch him off guard. And the detectives usually don't want to do that because it could be dangerous. It could be dangerous for John and it could be dangerous for them, especially when there's a lawyer involved. Scenario 2 would have been us surrendering John. Now that's better because it's something that we coordinate, right? It's done on our terms. It's a lot safer because we voluntarily will bring John either to the police department or the county jail. We'll have our bail bondsman ready. We'll be ready for first appearance court and we'll be able to get him a bond and he'll be out the next day. So scenario 2 is always better. Scenario 3 is the best in this type of situation, and that's what we did with John. We convinced the detective not to arrest John, not to coordinate a surrender, but to just send everything over to the state attorney's office for their pre-filing decision. And in a case like this, John hadn't even been arrested, so the goal is to prevent a mugshot, prevent us having to bond him out and waste money, prevent there from even being a criminal case, an organized fraud and grand theft case that we're gonna have to defend for 6 months, a year, maybe 2 years. These, white collar financial crime cases are very complex, complicated. There's lots of paperwork involved. There's lots of witnesses and evidence. Luckily, the detective agreed with us. And we were able to go lawyer to lawyer with the prosecutor, and this happened in Palm Beach County. After about 3 months of going back and forth and negotiating, we actually negotiated a sweetheart deal for John. He paid back full restitution. It was about $10,000. Luckily, he had some family that was able to help him, and he had also saved money from his current job. And we were able to pay that back in full in exchange for a dismissal of the charges, no arrest, no mugshot, no criminal case. So of course, when we were able to negotiate that, we were very happy. John was very happy. He's doing well, and he's still young, right? He's 22 years old now, and luckily we saved him from being a young male with a criminal record and even a mugshot, right? And all of those bad things, that people now can find online. And he learned his lesson. He learned his lesson. And I'm very confident that, he's going to be living his best future, and he learned from this mistake. And, most importantly, he learned from it without all of the negative societal consequences that a criminal case can bring. So our firm's very happy. John and his family are very happy, and this is what we do. We help good people when bad things happen to them. If you ever have any questions or want to talk, you can always call us at 754-206-6200.